Hello and welcome to another update video about SUI. So we zoom out first a little bit and take a look here at the SUI chart. And the idea is still, that in the yellow wave count, we could push a little bit higher, possibly here into the region around $2.82, maybe even $4.30 next, on the larger time frame. We talk about the smaller time frame movements in a minute, but they don't really usually affect in any way the bigger picture. But when we just zoom out and take a look at the bigger picture, a yellow scenario is currently preferred. It's the primary scenario where we have a wave 1, we have a wave 2, which bottomed in September. The third wave should take us to at least the 138% extension if this scenario is correct. Okay, so again, that's currently preferred. There will be a level if it's broken where I will prefer a different scenario, because if certain levels break, the yellow scenario just simply wouldn't respect anymore the relevant, let's say Elliott wave guidelines that are needed to keep it the primary count. Okay, so that's pretty much how we determine that. And then we're dealing with a fourth wave pullback and the fifth wave up afterwards. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what we're watching for. It's difficult to say where the fourth wave will land. Let's first get the third wave in place, because if it extends a bit, fourth wave support will be a bit higher. But this is pretty much preferred scenario. Just gave you an overall target for this cycle. So let's first see if we can get to 280, maybe 430, 557 would be a bit of a stretch target for the yellow scenario. But again, I will not confirm a top in that yellow wave C until we see a break below support, because the white scenario could actually send us still higher in a larger 5-wave move. That, however, needs to prove itself, because from a probabilities point of view, most coins top in ABC structures. So, how can I say that SUI is different? For now, it doesn't make a difference if it's a yellow or the white count. I can show the possibility for the white scenario, which means further extensions. And when we get there, then I will highlight the relevant support levels, because as long as they hold, the focus could still be on higher. Even whether it's an extension in yellow wave C or it's actually the third wave. And the 138% extension on the larger time frame is the key level that we need to get to call it a viable third wave in the white scenario. So that's sort of how I'm tracking it. What would be the scenario I have to follow if we break support? So support has been adjusted to $1.20 now. I always have to adjust it as the price goes higher. It's pretty much like a trailing stop, you could call it, roughly. It's the 50% retracement of that third wave that started in September, early September. Here you can see that. It's the third wave, very nice uptrend, very impulsive, and no overlaps, or very little overlaps, only in the subwave structures. And as long as we're holding that 50% retracement, the focus could still be on higher prices. And $1.20 is the key support. Below that level, I have to assume that the red wave count might have topped, which is red wave 2. So red wave C of 2, and any break below $1.20 would suggest that the upside impulse is breaking, because there is no impulse anymore with a break below the 50% retracement. That's the main problem. So we don't want a break below the 50% retracement, because if it happens, it would indicate that the upside impulse is failing. So if we zoom in a little bit further, take a look at the microstructure, we can say that the market has pushed and formed a higher low. The red line I showed you yesterday as key level against which we can focus on higher, that's still holding. So the idea was that as long as we're holding above the red line, we can go ahead and focus on direct further upside. Well, that worked out nicely, because the price formed another higher low. And I've now added another red line, pretty much just a sort of invalidation line here for the microstructure. And as long as we're holding above that $1.70 level, which is the swing low that formed yesterday, we could still focus on higher. But these are obviously now very fragile structures. But it seems like we're pushing higher in wave 5 of 3. A few days ago, I highlighted that when we broke above this Tuesday, the 24th of September high, that we're likely on our way to $2.18. That hasn't changed that assessment. So we might be in wave 5 of 3, then get another 4-5 pattern to complete circle wave 3. And how the microstructures develop, that is kind of really dynamic, and they are very fragile. For me, important is that circle 3 reaches at least $2.47. That should give you all the levels to watch. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.